Hello friends. I want to tell you about my time in Hong Kong. I caught the bullet train from Xi'an to Hong Kong. That was awesome. Cruising speeds of about 340 kilometers per hour. Look at it. I survived, obviously, and I enjoyed it. I did, and it wasn't like the train from Chengdu to Xi'an. I went through a lot of tunnels in that leg, but Xi'an to Hong Kong, not as many tunnels. So that was nice because I wanted to see the landscape, not just be in mountains all the time. Hong Kong, what I noticed in the first 24 hours, that it was such a relief for me to see menus written in English, to be able to read the ingredients of each dish. It was just a weight off, because I didn't always know what I was ordering. And like, I'd use the U translating app, and people would say yes and no, but they didn't always understand. And like, I didn't always understand what they were saying either. And so it was good just to take that little part out of it. So yeah, that English was great. And once I got there and seen that and just experienced it for the first 24 hours, I realized how much I needed it. I just thought, oh wow, I needed it so much. So what I thought I'd do, I just rest for a little bit. And so that's what I did for the first few days. I only really left the hotel room to go to a restaurant, get some food, and then I wouldn't do much else. And it was amazing. I needed it. I really, really needed to decompress from my month touring around in China. And I love traveling, and I'm very privileged to be able to do these things. But that doesn't take away the fact that it is tiring. So after a few days, I felt good, but I still felt like I should just rest some more. Like, it seems strange to go to Hong Kong and not really look around much, like not go to Macau and not get amongst. I didn't even see the big Buddha on Lantau Island. I thought about it, but it's just like, nah, I'm just not doing it. I wasn't there to sort of be a tourist and look around. I was there to recover from my month of China and preparing for my next 2 weeks in China as well. It was just a time of rest and Western vegan food for me. And what it also was a time of massive spiritual communion. And those words sort of lose their meaning for me half the time, just because it's how I live my life every day. I'm deeply connected to the divine, and I talk with spirits every day. But sometimes it's more. But it is a daily thing. So what do I mean by massive spiritual communion? I mean, I did many meditations with a lot of souls who joined me. My spiritual team. So, you know, we all have guides, spiritual guides. I've got a team that help guide my way, and it just keeps growing. So I consider my guides, they're my team. It's my spiritual sangha. You know, we're together and we're one. It's not all about me. They're helping me, but I help them. We do it together. I'm not sure what else I want to say about the communion. I don't think it's imperative that I share the details of what happened. Just the fact that it can happen, and that at times when I meditate, I will feel and I will see these souls join me. Sometimes they ask me if I want friends, and sometimes I say yes, and sometimes I say no. It's more regularly yes these days, because I love being in their energy. So aside from eating all the vegan food I could get my hands on and meditating with my dear friends, I read some books, I chilled out. I could feel the densely populated area that Hong Kong is. Like, even when the streets aren't full with people, it's full with the energy that they've left behind from the day. I ended up staying a couple of days longer than I wanted to, because there was a typhoon come bearing down on us, super typhoon Yagi. It looked like it was heading towards Hong Kong, but it swung a little bit. So it was Hainan that it went to, and it hit, and then Vietnam. Fortunately, I saw some people were hurt and some damage done, which was not good for them. Hong Kong was pretty unscathed, but they were worried initially. That's why my flight was cancelled, along with lots of other flights. And the streets were empty for a night, and the evening before it hit, and then half the day when it was supposed to be heading towards us. And to see the streets empty was quite nice. I took a walk in the evening because I felt very safe there, and that was lovely to not have the people around. But the energy so dense, because we leave energy with every step that we take. Everywhere we go, we leave our energy there. And when there's a space like a road where you've got 10,000 people walking to and from every day, like, that's all of this energy that stays there. We need these big cleansing events like typhoons, or just a storm will do it, but to give everything a big deep clean, like all of the places need this from our energy. Well, what would be better is if we were on a daily being aware of what state our energy is in, and making sure we're making every effort to make it as light as we can, to make it clean, to make it calm. Do you ever think about the energy you leave behind? I was thinking about how I was at the Summer Palace in Tibet, in Lhasa, and that I felt the Dalai Lama's energy everywhere. It's been more than 60 years since he stepped foot in that palace, yet I could feel him. And then I think about how when I walk down cities, I can feel so much energy from people and left behind by people. Hong Kong is one of the most densely populated cities on the planet. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, I could walk down the main road where I was staying and not let people not touch me. I was worried that people would all be like shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't like that, thank goodness, but it was still quite dense. But it's that energy, like, even when we stop physically walking in a space, our energy remains. It remains everywhere we go. Do you think about what you're leaving behind? I try to think about mine. I know that the clearer I am, the stiller I am, the more loving that I am, that everyone benefits. Everyone that I encounter on the path, everyone that I see, everyone that I talk with, a brief encounter, a long encounter, everyone benefits. But just the walking, we leave our energy with every step. We leave it behind us. If you could see your steps behind you and the energy that you're feeling in that moment left behind you in all those places, could you be happy with what you left behind? I know for a long time, for many years, I wasn't leaving peace and calm and love and kindness. Well, there was some love and kindness, but it wasn't deep. Now, I try to make sure that I leave peace and love, calmness and truth everywhere I go. What are you leaving behind?